Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, and welcome to the NM Search info session. Today, we're going to be talking about the fixed prototyping lab and the investment preparation course. We want to keep this very brief because I want to leave some time for Q&A at the end. So please feel free to start writing down your questions. So we're gonna cover the prototyping lab, also some of the cloud credits available for entrepreneurs, and then I will spend most of the time on the investment preparation course information, and then at the end I put together a couple of slides on what is available through Arrowhead and what is available in the region. So let's talk about the prototyping lab, and I have a quick video that I will want you guys to see. Let me share my screen again and see if can you listen the video? Can you hear the sound?
No.
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 Okay. So I need to share with sound. Give me 1 second. So I need to share computer audio. Okay. What about now?
Yes.
Okay. Share, and then let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so what is the fixed prototyping lab? This is a program at Arrowhead Center in partnership with the Aggie Innovation Space and the Aggie Innovation Shop. This is a space and a shop hosted at the College of Engineering on NMSU main campus. So through this partnership, what we have available for NM Search participants is the 3D printing services. This is a student run program. So we have mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering students working on the projects with the supervision and assistance of engineering staff. What they can do is 3D printing, 3D design. They also have some electronics available, robotics. We can do all the way from Arduino, Raspberry Pi, and a few other prototyping capabilities. We also have the shop, which is downstairs, and in the shop we have CNC machines, laser cutters, CNC router tables, and metal fabrication. This is for for more sophisticated projects, and we also have some staff, engineering staff. So in the shop, staff members are the ones that are work on the projects. The current scope of the prototyping projects is more towards engineering design and design for manufacturing. And this is very important to mention because sometimes if you guys have something that is a little more sophisticated, we will refer you to either one of our partners in New Mexico, some companies that are capable to develop more sophisticated prototypes, or to the labs. If you need access to other kind of equipment to test anything on your prototype, we can also refer you to the labs. The fixed prototyping projects, they have a cap on the assistance. The NM Search can pay for a certain amount on the materials. If you go above that cap, which I think is $500 worth of materials, then the entrepreneur or the company will have to pay for those expenses. And we also upstairs in the shop, I'm sorry, in the space, we have some very powerful 3D printers. Um, you have a photo here of the printers. We have the capability to 3D print with different filaments, different colors, different precision, and even large sizes. So what we want you to do is, if you are interested, if you need something, or if you already have the design and just need to 3D print a piece, two pieces, the entire prototype, just let us know. So that is for the prototyping lab. Now I want to talk about prototyping applications or prototyping software. So the Fix program and Arrowhead Center have a partnership with Amazon for the AWS cloud credits. We can grant up to $25,000 worth of credits to any of the members in the cluster. So Amazon has launched an effort, and I have been reading about the different activities, programs, even competitions for clean tech startups. They are encouraging people and encouraging clean tech entrepreneurs to use their AWS platform for optimization software for the grid, for optimization software for any tracking platform to deliver, to track, to measure energy. The capabilities of AWS are machine learning, high performance computing. You can host apps, you can host platforms, websites on the cloud. And what happens is, once you apply for the credits, we will receive an email. We will verify that you are a member of the cluster. And if you are, then you will get those credits into your account. These will be credited to your account. And then you will have 2 years to spend the $25,000 worth of credits. To date, Arrowhead and the Fix program have granted up to $200,000 on AWS credits. So I'm very proud to say that there are around 8-9 companies that are already using the credits, and some of them already have their app on their market. And then we also have a partnership with ABM cloud credits. This one is larger. This is up to $120,000 worth of cloud credits. And it's kind of the same model. So IBM is also focusing on helping entrepreneurs, mostly when it's a B2B business for clean tech. So if you're working with any government entity, they have a specific solutions for application development with the credits, artificial intelligence, machine learning, infrastructure, organizations, and operations. So that is what I have for the cloud credits. And now I want to spend some time on the investment preparation course, which I think is going to be very interesting for people. And before I jump to that, let me just give a little bit more of context on why the investment preparation course and why I am involved in this. So I am the associate fund manager for the Arrowhead Innovation Fund. This is a $2 million venture capital fund in Las Cruces. We have 13 direct investments. We have 18 portfolio companies. Our portfolio companies have raised more than $17 million in follow-up funding. They have raised a little over $5 million in non-dilutive capital. So we have been investing in New Mexico in the last 3 years. Very excited. Two of our portfolio companies are in the clean tech space. So we have some experience in that. And I am also a board member of the New Mexico Angels. So I also have access to deals through there. I can make introductions there. And most recently, I am also part of the Audace Capital. And this is a new fund that is also investing in clean tech as one of their verticals. So Audace, and we will talk a little bit more about Audace, but I just want to give you guys some perspective on why um, I'm working on this. And the reason that we set up the investment preparation course is, is we have seen very often that entrepreneurs are trying to raise capital, but they don't have all the tools around them, or they don't have all the knowledge, or they don't have all the templates, or their numbers are not right. So we want to put together this course that is a self-guide and a self or for um, people to join at whatever stage they are at. So we believe this is going to be very, very useful for entrepreneurs. We're putting together this course based on experts insights in New Mexico. We're interviewing people, and we also have a lot of templates for people to work on company evaluations, on cap tables, on any kind of topic that you could think of for investment. So let's talk about what is inside the investment preparation course. So we have put together presentations. So this is gonna be self-guide approach. You will log in into our system, into Canvas, and you will be able to see all the presentations that we have. We're going to talk about star evaluation. There are different methods and methodologies to value a startup depending on your stage, depending on the IP. So we have that, we have the theory, and then we also have some models that I'm going to show you later. We have a presentation on term sheets, on cap tables, uh, what are those? We have a terminology at the beginning of the course. You need to understand what happens when an investor wants to lead your round, and what happens when they are ready to lead the round, and when they are giving you a term sheet, when they are setting up the terms for the raise. How do you recruit advisors? When do you recruit them? And how do you compensate them? How do you prepare your data and documents? How do you set up a data room? What are the documents that investors need when they are looking at the deal, when they are looking at the opportunity, so that you can prepare all these documents in advance? When you're an entrepreneur and you're raising capital, it looks very, very, very professional when you have a data room, when you have a either DocSend or Google Drive or even a Dropbox link with all your documents, corporation, financial statements, your pitch deck, your patents, anything that is beneficial for the investors as they complete their due diligence. We also have some best practices on how to pitch to investors, what to say, what not to say, and what is the best approach. We have templates on how to build your pitch deck so that you can just start collecting information and working on your presentation. Have another topic on building your team. If you're a solo entrepreneur, if you have a couple of co-founders, what are the most important roles that you need to start thinking of in terms of hiring people or giving stock to people to join your team? I'm going to talk about databases, but this is very exciting. We have a database with all the clean tech investors in the country, and also we have a database with all the clean tech startups in the country. So you guys will be able to see who is out there, how much they are raising, uh, who are their investors, so we can share that information with you guys. We also have another on due diligence because you need to understand what is the due diligence process. When an investor is looking at a deal, they not just because you meet the investment criteria, it means that you will move forward. That is only the first step. So if an investor is interested in your technology or your startup and they want to keep the conversation, at some point they are going to ask you for the data room, and they are going to start the due diligence. They are going to be calling other investors. They are going to be calling your previous employer, employees, all references, and they are going to make sure that you are whatever you say you are on paper. Have another presentation on pitch deck, a ton of resources, graphic design resources, templates, and then basically how to structure the presentation, how to raise capital from angel investors. If you are uh, at a very early stage, we also have a couple of slides on what are the angel investment groups available in the region, what they look for, how to approach potential investors, how you talk to them, where you find them, and how you keep the communication, even if you are not getting the investment, right? How, where, and whom to raise money from in New Mexico. We have a presentation on all the different players, their thesis, who is out there, what are they working on, and then finally we also have another presentation on saves, convertible notes, and price rounds. So we're going to be talking about the instruments, the investment instruments, either if you're raising with a save, with a convertible note based on your valuation, if you are ready to raise a Series A or a pre-seed, a seed round. So we're going to be covering all these topics. And then to make the course easier and more digestible for participants, we went ahead and interviewed a bunch of industry experts in New Mexico. So very quickly, John Chavez, he's the CEO of the New Mexico Startup Factory and raised money for several startups. So we're going to be talking to John, or you will be able to watch the interview on what is John's advice on how to build your team and how to recruit your advisors. We also talked to April Jeffries, who is the CEO of Osasda, and she's going to be talking about how to create a winning pitch deck. What is their secret on their pitch deck so that they've been able to raise capital. We're also talking to Jun Lee, who is Arrowhead's entrepreneur in residence, about due diligence, but from the perspective of an entrepreneur. She has raised capital, and I really wanted to hear her insight on what it is that her experience is in raising capital as an entrepreneur. Um, Chris from Deal with Robots. This is a serial entrepreneur in Mexico, and he's going to be talking to us on how to evaluate your startup. He has launched and sold several startups, so he's going to be sharing his insight. We also have Patricio Regadas. He's going to talk to us about identifying your needs before raising capital, how to determine how much money you need, and what do you need it for, and what are the best practices. He often says that you need to consider that even if you say on paper that you're going to spend $100, you need to have some flexibility, some room, because you will probably end up spending $150, $200 on any given item. And then we are also interviewing Jeff Villalobos to talk about investment instruments and business law. So Jeff is going to be in a very easy to understand interview talking about saves, convertible notes, cap tables. We also have a couple extra interviews with Lawrence Chavez. He's also an entrepreneur in New Mexico. He's going to be talking about how you build relationships, which events you should be attending. Talking to Peter Anselmo from New Mexico Tech out of in Socorro. He's going to be talking about how to raise capital for a university spin-out. If you guys are licensing a technology from a university, we're also interviewing Drew Tulchin. He's the president of the New Mexico Angels. So he's going to be talking about how to talk to them and what are the things or points that they are looking in any deal. We're going to be talking to Dan Brooks. He is the associate at the New Mexico Catalyst Fund. And so he's going to be talking about what are the funds available in New Mexico and how to approach them. We are also going to hear from Beto Payares, who is the managing partner of Audaz Capital on venture capital 101. Everything you need to know about venture capital. We have a very interesting 1 hour video interview with Beto. And then Dave Harris from the Rocky Venture Club out of in Colorado. He's gonna talk to us about what do investors look in a startup. So as you guys can see, it's a very comprehensive content. We're gonna be covering all theory, but we also have some videos. These videos are about 15, 20 minutes. A couple of them are an hour long, but I think it will be very beneficial for you to listen to the video and get a better sense of what other people are thinking about raising capital in Mexico. So I wanted to show you, I took a couple of screenshots on what is the content that we have developed. So this is a star evaluation. As I mentioned before, there are a couple of methodologies. We created templates for 8 of them. So you guys can just come to the template, put your information if you have any revenues, any IP, any previous experience, and the template will calculate or estimate your star evaluation. And we have put together a dashboard to compare all of them because you may get a different value from each of the methodologies. So this is going to give you an idea on, okay, this is how much my startup is worth now, and this is how much I need to be raising or need to be looking in the future. We also have another template. This is one of my favorites. So we have all information on clean tech investors across the country. We have their names, their location, their email, and their website. So this is just to expand your network and to give you opportunities to see who is investing in your particular area. We also have templates for cap tables. So you will be able to input how much, how many shares you have issued, how many shares do you own, how many shares are you willing to sell, or will you sell in the following round. So this is very straightforward, and this is one of the most difficult topics for entrepreneurs, but we wanted to give you the theory, give you a video, but also give you a template so that you guys can just put the numbers and it will make the it will run the numbers for you. We have also an investment calculator. So this is for you to play and say, okay, I am Clean Tech Company Inc. and I want to raise X number of dollars, and this is how much I'm gonna give up, or this is gonna be my equity or my ownership after the raise. So as you see, we have highlighted two sections in yellow, and you just need to put the money that you are trying to raise and how much you have raised before, and it will make all the calculations for you. And this is, I wanted to show you the data that we have access to. So and what I did, I put together, or I got the data from 2019 to today to see what is the landscape of the clean tech vertical in the US. So as you see, there was a huge increase in deals in 2021. So this is a very exciting time to be working with you guys on clean tech innovation, and we are expecting the same increase in 2022. So we have access to this data. We can also show you the industries, the most active industries, the capital breakdown. So you can see how many deals there were in this time period, around a little over 1,000 for alternative energy equipment, other clean tech services, environmental services. So we have the how much was invested and in how many deals in the US. And these are just a couple of graphs to show you all the information that we have access to and the information that we can share with you guys. Let's go to the next one. This is, oops, yeah, this is the one that I want to see. And we also have information on what is the average valuation. So if you look at the graph, the startup valuation, the average startup valuation for clean tech startups is now much larger than it was 1 year ago, 2 years ago. We're looking at a $3.6 million post-money valuation, and 2 years ago we were looking at probably $1 million. So this talks about the progress and the evolution of the industry, and that a lot of dollars, venture capital dollars, are going into clean tech. Let's go to the next one. And then this is just to show you some of the companies that are raising capital, or that have been successful raising capital. We have data on the energy production companies. Who are they? How much they've raised since 2019 to date? The electronic companies, software as a service for clean tech, and then water filtration companies. We also have data on, let me close this. Any companies working on solar power plants, and any companies working in transportation services. So we have data on all these companies, as I mentioned, on their capital raised, on their investors. So even if you have a competitor who has already raised capital, we can probably get some data on what is the valuation, so that you can structure your valuation, or your company, or your financial projections based on someone who is doing something similar to you. And then finally, what I want to do is talk about AIF, Audace, and a couple of angel groups. So AIF, this is the fund that I was talking to you about. We are fully invested at this time. What it means is we are not making any new investments. We are just supporting existing portfolio companies. But our investment criteria was to have a strong team, to have IP, any trademarks, patents, either provisional, not provisional, a unique approach to the market, and a co-investor. So these are terminologies that you guys are going to be learning in the course. What does it mean to have a co-investor? What does it mean to talk about the ticket size? So the Arrowhead Innovation Fund was a co-investor, meaning that you need to have a lead investor before talking to AIF. If you were raising $1 million, you needed to have someone who was putting a third of the $1 million before talking to AIF. And we are going to cover why that was the strategy, and what are the different strategies for funds like AIF. We also have Audace Capital. So this is going to be looking at seed and Series A. So the company needs to be with more and better traction, almost in revenue, if not in revenue. And then Audace is looking in clean tech, fintech, digital, agriculture, and not only in New Mexico. So Audace is looking for companies in Texas, West Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and Colorado. So you guys have access to the criteria and also to the contact information. The New Mexico Angels. And as I mentioned, Drew Tulchin, who is the president, he's one of the people that we interviewed. He's also part of our network, and we have a direct line to them, and they are looking for strong teams. The capital needs to be up to $500,000, very early stage, some IP, and they are very active in terms of setting up events and engaging with the community. And there is a new angel group in El Paso, Las Cruces. It's called Sun Cruces Angels. The president is Diana Olivar. The chief of staff is Adriana Surimark in El Paso. And very similar investment criteria to the New Mexico Angels, but their focus is Las Cruces and El Paso. So in a nutshell, what we cover is fix. When we talk about the prototyping lab, we are able to assist in 3D designing of prototypes. We can also offer cloud credits and 3D printing assistance. And we provide access to machining equipment at the Aggie Innovation Shop. And then the investment preparation course, what we provide is information on venture capital, information on clean tech investors. We help entrepreneurs and members of the cluster with information, networking, capital raise structure, data rooms, networking, and all the legalities of raising capital. We also provide access to databases. And as you saw, I am very excited about those tools because those are going to facilitate and alleviate your process of getting ready to raise capital. And we also offer preparation for pitch events. And that's what I have for today. And I want to open the floor for any questions, comments. We will be sharing the presentation with you after the session, but I want to hear if anyone has any questions. Francisco.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you very much for the presentation. That was very thorough. Would it be possible to that if I mean we can help promote some of the programs that you have? Would you feel comfortable if we share this the services that you have with Fix specifically with some of the businesses in the city?
Yes, of course. Yeah,
yeah.
and we have some brochures and some marketing information that we can send you over. This we're talking about the fixed prototyping lab and the investment preparation course with the lenses of the New Mexico Clean Energy Resilience Cluster. So a ton of these services, or almost all the information, is tailored to clean tech companies. But if you have any other company who is looking for prototyping services, we can also talk about that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking about, because we know there's other smaller entities that are doing some form of prototyping and 3D printing and stuff like that. But I don't know if they have the capacity of having the full university support behind it, and the CNC and the machine learning and stuff like that. That I have not seen it in here. So if we can promote it, we'll push the word for you guys too.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions? Are you all ready to raise capital? Okay, so if there are no other questions, guys, this is in a nutshell what entrepreneurs, clean tech entrepreneurs, will have access to. Feel free to send me an email with any questions, comments, and we'll be happy to see you applying to the cluster. And Sandra, I see you are unmuted. Do you have any questions, comments?
Oh, I just, unfortunately, I missed the first part of the presentation, so I'm going to go back and look at the recording for that. But I think on the investment side, it really makes me want to jump into it because, you know, from where I sit, it's a whole unknown ocean, and I don't even know where to start. But it looks like you've pretty well put together the islands that one can hop across to cross that ocean. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you.
Yes, no, we are thinking about, you know, this is probably like a backwards process, because this course was put together with the lessons learned as a fund, not as an entrepreneur, you know. So we're giving you all the templates that we will expect you to provide anyway. So I think it's gonna set you apart and give you an advantage as you prepare to raise capital.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to learning more about Fix, because I think that's something I need to, but as I say, unfortunately, I missed that piece.
Yes, no worries. We will send the presentation, and we also send the recording to the link to the recording.
Perfect. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Sandra. Any questions, Eric, Greg, Carissa, before we wrap up? Okay, if there are none, just want to thank you guys for joining the session today, and look forward to seeing you in one of the courses.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you,
Thank you
Carlos.
so much.
Awesome. Thank you.